Bayern time. He's got the flag behind him. 5-2. This is one that I had penciled in because the reverse fixture hurt. That one hurt. And I think Keenan might have other feelings because ultimately that fixture is what sent Kovac out and got us on the path to redemption, hitting Flick in the helm shortly after. So he may feel differently about that one, but we've had this rivalry with Frankfurt, particularly over the past few years, has been fierce. We've seen the DFB Pokal going both ways. Kovac, winning the Pokal that year. We'll never forget, Rebic sprinting down the pitch, taking off the jersey, celebrating with the fans. That one hurt. So this, from a Bayern standpoint, sweet revenge there. But it wasn't quite that straightforward as the scoreline might show. Fellas, did Bayern get the job done? Yeah, I guess so. Do we feel like there might be some room to improve? Yeah, maybe. What are your thoughts on the 5-2 thrashing?
Bayern offensively, I had no issues with. Really enjoyed, big performances across the board from people. But I mean, you give up the Hinteregger goal first on some poor zonal marking, and you come right back 3 minutes later and there's no adjustment to it. And I think that's what frustrated me the most was, okay, this guy just beat us, and there wasn't a concerted effort by the leaders on that team to say, we're not going to let this person score on us again. And, sure enough, it was even easier. It was just so frustrating. And, you saw, pretty quickly after that, Davies puts on a masterclass of dribbling and effort to begin to really put that game away. But, you can't allow teams like that to hang around, and you need to be smart enough to make that adjustment. It was those 3 minutes I was really frustrated with Bayern's performance and lack of adjusting. I would have expected, a lot of those leaders, especially Neuer, to step up and say, you're going to mark him, even if you guys stick with your zonal marking, we're going to know where he is and we're not going to let him have a clean run up to the ball. Or to say, you're going to guard him man to man and we'll zonal mark everything else. So it was the first goal was frustrating, but it was less of an issue. And then you give up the second goal, the same concept, really, that made me mad.
And one of the things that stands out to me, and I'm just looking up the stat again because it blows my mind, but he is the leading scorer for Frankfurt, correct?
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting to me. Don't want to shouldn't have happened, but Hinteregger's had a heck of a season. A lot of people aren't showing him the love that he deserves. Had a massive save the week prior. I know Frankfurt did lose that game, but the goal line save there was huge from him. But all that to be said, you got to know where that ball is headed on a corner. He's been doing that all season. But it's one of those weird ones since you almost feel like you're nitpicking because Bayern hung 5, and for most of the game it came too easy. Actually, when Frankfurt got the second one, I messaged a friend and said, don't be surprised if Bayern puts up 5 or 6 in this one, which they did. Yeah, Paulie though, what'd you like to see? I mean, how good was Davies?
He's got that fuel for days. What can you say? I mean, yeah, he's got a great accuracy as like probably a future successor for left back position. And I mean, I think he does a lot of great things for the team. But I think the main point was, like you said, a lot of lackadaisical moments that are probably picked off Neuer, who's a guy who has such a high standard for defense and wants to get that shutout every match, which I'm sure he was happy with in the next fixture, but I'm sure he's he wants to be able to inspire his team, even though they're missing like crucial weapons like Hernandez, as well as Daddy Thiago. But yeah, we have to kick this defense to a higher level in order to get this 8th chip.
Hey, said it all. Said it all. Yeah, I agree with you there too. I mean, you can always see the frustration when that goal comes in. Neuer goes out every week one and that shutout, the clean sheet. So yeah, a little frustration there, but I think hang in the 5, be enough to have the boys satisfied from that one. And yeah, I was really excited about that Davies goal too. Which continues the debate. Is he destined to stay at the left back, or do we see him playing on the wing? I think it's still too early to say. I think right now you just continue to develop. Getting to basically train under one of the best left backs of this generation, David Alaba. There's a lot worse positions he could be in right now. So